name is David Siddons. I'm president of the David Siddons Group. I run a big team down here in South Florida, and this is a continuation of the series of videos that look at new construction condos up in Palm Beach. This is actually very different. We've just spent the last 30 minutes driving up to Jupiter to be here with Seth to go through an incredible project which is on the water around the Jupiter Island area. We've got the water behind us. We're on the construction site. Tell us a little bit about the project, and at the same time, John, you add in your 2 cents, yes, because you know this market as well. You're our expert up here.
Forté Luxe is a collection of 15 3-story townhomes right here on the water on this unique peninsula. You won't find anything like this around. The townhomes are from 3,550 square feet up to 5,074 square feet. They all have a sprawling rooftop deck, which will give you these phenomenal views behind me. And from the rooftop, you'll get a glimpse of the Atlantic Ocean over the tree line of Blowing Rocks Preserve right here.
Yeah, this is an absolutely unbelievable view. I mean, it's hard to pick up on camera what we're experiencing. We've got a little bit of wind, but this is very real. The things that we do are very visceral. It's the experience of what's happening in the moment. What you see, you don't see any, because there's skyscrapers around us here.
No.
There's no big heavy skyline. This is greenery, got sandy beaches behind. You've got some like real affluent neighbors around here, considering the price point that we're at. House just behind us here, you said sold for around
$17.5. Nick Saban, greatest college football coach of all time.
The other thing that's so unique about this, from a boater's perspective, if you are literally minutes from the inlet. Extremely important to boaters to get to the ocean quickly, or if you're further north, you have no wake zone. So truly access to the ocean and all the things that we love about South Florida.
Sure, and if you are a boater, we have 13 boat slips up to 60 feet in length to accommodate you. So bring your sporties, bring whatever you got that's gonna get you out to the Bahamas in 3.5 hours. It's a good spot to do it.
So you're probably thinking, why the hell are you talking about a townhouse villas here on the water where you've been rambling on so much about new construction projects up and down the coastline? Well, there's a good reason for that. We've seen, and again, we study this in Miami, and I actually live around the neighborhood of Coconut Grove, that has seen an absolute surge of townhouse, almost like what you call villa development. Townhouses kind of downplays it because these aren't small properties. These are actually 3-level rooftops. You've got a dock built around it. This is like another step up. Not everyone is going to be looking at a house, and again, reason people look at condos is the convenience, lock up and leave. Townhouses, again, HOA fees. You don't have a homeowners association telling you per se what to do with your unit. You have more rental control, I'm assuming, yes, with these as well. That's one of the nice things. So many of the condos that we have require 6 months and a day leasing or a year leasing. Here, I guess you have a little bit more control over that.
Yeah, it is. We don't want Airbnb, so we are limiting that. It's a 30-day minimum though for a lease. So you have a lot more flexibility than what you would find in a condo for sure. And it still gives you that lock and leave, maintenance-free feel that you get out of a condo. For, most of our buyers aren't going to be here most of the year.
Yeah.
So they want something that is low maintenance, and the townhome provides that more than a single-family home does.
It's a huge convenience play. The other thing about waterfront houses that we know is that, look, in order to get a new waterfront house, you've got to be up at $2,500 a square foot. Whether it's Jupiter, whether it's Palm Beach, whether it's Miami, we're all the same. We're all dealing with $2,500 a square foot or more price points. What you're able to get in here is something that's more around, what is about
$1,500 a foot.
Yeah, which is great. But down in Coconut Grove, on the dry side, not even on the water, you're looking not far from that. I mean, typically a 3,000 square foot townhouse is going to cost you somewhere close to $3 million in that market, and that's not on the water. So it's really hard to not love these views of where we are. In terms of proximity to what's around here, what can you go to? I mean, let's say you come down here, you want to come down for a couple of months, you want to come down for a month. Outside of here, what's around us from where we are geographically?
Sure, so being that we're so close to the inlet, it's about 7 minutes by boat, it's about 2 miles away from the inlet. We've got a ton of awesome waterfront restaurants. You've got 1000 North, that's 1.9 miles away, that's Michael Jordan's restaurant. High-end seafood steakhouse, it's fantastic, great views of the lighthouse. Utiki, Guanabana, Square Grouper. We've just got a ton of waterfront restaurants right here. In addition to, you got your Publix and all of your traditional stuff that you need access to within about 1.5 miles.
How about clubs? Obviously,
yeah.
this is all about golf. Tons of PGA guys.
So you can almost see Jupiter Hills from right here. That's a really, really nice club half a mile away. A lot of our residents are coming from Hope Sound Country Club. That's a few miles up the road. Tequesta Country Club's close by. Turtle Creek is close by. Admiral's Cove, Jonathan's Landing. Those are about 3 miles away.
That's it? That's all you've got?
Oh, I can keep going.
Seriously. So that's a lot of golf. I mean, look, I've always thought about Jupiter and I always thought about golf. I always think about Tiger Woods. It's the first thing that comes into my head. That's what it's famous for. So you've got golf, you've got restaurants, you've got a social scene. How many projects exist like this around in this market?
Well, as far as a peninsula lie goes, I'm not familiar with any. And I've looked up and down the coast, up and down the Intracoastal for something like this. This was actually man-made in 1942 by the Army Corps of Engineers to be landing strip for seaplanes, and it's been uninhabited since. Wow. So I'm not familiar with anything like this.
What's your completion date?
We're looking at Q2 of next year, probably right around next June as of right
That's
now.
fast.
Yeah, real fast.
A year from now. I know, look, a lot of pre-construction projects are 3-4 years out. This is a year out, and right now you're getting in literally as they're starting to build. So it's going to move quickly. And again, there's 15 units in total available. Okay, so we're going to highlight the key points of why this project might be interesting for you. So following up, we're going to list what is going to be valuable to you if you want a townhouse like this. Well, what have we got?
Lock and leaf flexibility that a townhome provides. Bahama blue water year round.
Access to the inlet, fisherman's dream, straight out, perfect place to be. And on top of that, add some of the greatest golf courses in the US right around you.
A great, great, beautiful view, incredible convenience. And if you're coming from the Northeast, you're coming from New York, Chicago, somewhere like that, and you want to be able to come down for a few months of the year, maybe rent it out for the rest of the year, this is a pretty compelling project. And let's add one more within a certain budget. So here's the points. If this is you, give us a call. As always, look, we try to cover everything impartially without bias. Look, we don't work for the project developer. We're here independently to review this as a nice alternative to someone who may say, look, maybe I'm looking for an alternative to a condo, something a little bit more flexible, something that isn't maybe as pricey as what I might pay in another city. Undeniably an incredible view, a great spot. Seth, thanks for bringing us on site. Really appreciate it.
John,
thank you, Seth. As always, man, pleasure.
As always, our information is below. If you want to know more about the project, give us a call. Our man on the ground here, John Wilson, he will help you with everything that you need to know. And as always, education with transparency and great peripherals. Thank you for watching. This is the end of this very windy video.
Thank you.